Very good morning to everyone. Let's take a couple of moments, stabilize ourselves, sit calmly, peacefully, take in deep breaths, and exhale all that might be a burden, and absolutely be light like a feather, ready to imbibe what our Divine Father is teaching us today. Today we have two Murlis. In the first, Baba talks about the royalty of us Brahman souls, which is purity in all forms, purity in thoughts, in our words, and in our actions. And in the second Murli, Baba talks about the powers of a powerful soul, the power of being in complete control of the body, being the master of your body. Here's a self check to see, are you a ruler or getting ruled? Baba also talks about how much time is left now to be determined in making efforts and avoid sightseeing and focus and work towards our destination. With this, we start both the Murlis. Om Shanti. The first Murli is dated 5th February 1975, and the title of the Murli is Purity is a precursor to the obvious and the mother of personality. Today, the Father, the Creator, who makes you into the deities of all deities and the kings of all kings, is happy to see the creation. That is, he is happy to see the elevated future of you elevated souls. You are the souls who are to become the most elevated of all souls, even more elevated than the Father. Today, Baba is especially seeing two things of such elevated souls. What are they? One is the spiritual royalty, and the other is the personality. You are the children of the highest on high Father, compared to whom even the deities are not considered to be as elevated, at whose feet even kings bow down, in front of whom even very famous souls will become as beggars for a little godly prasad. You are the master bestowers of knowledge and the bestowers of blessings, who are instruments for all souls. So, do you have such royalty? In fact, purity is royalty and purity is your personality. So now check yourself to see to what percentage you have imbibed purity. One's purity is recognized by one's royalty and personality. What is your royalty? A royal soul never be attracted towards perishable things or perishable beings. A royal soul will never be attracted toward perishable things or perishable beings. In the world, the vision of souls with a royal personality is never pulled by little things. They would have no desire to accept anything that has been dropped by anyone. Their eyes are always filled with the intoxication of being complete. That is, their eyes are never lowered. Their words are sweet and invaluable. That is, they speak a very few select words, and others in contact with them experience real intoxication. In the same way, someone with spiritual royalty is multi-million times even more elevated. The visions of souls who maintain such royalty is never drawn towards the defects or weaknesses of another. This is something to introspect and reflect, that are we drawn towards the defects or weaknesses of another? Do we speak about it? Do we think about it? Whatever someone else is letting go of, that is, if someone is making effort to finish something, whatever is being relinquished, it may be something degraded that has already brought that one down. It cannot be adopted by souls with spiritual royalty. Whatever someone else is letting go of, that is, if someone is making effort to finish something, whatever is being relinquished, it may be something degraded that has already brought that one down. It cannot be adopted by souls with spiritual royalty, even in their thoughts. In fact, the vision of their thought cannot fall on something that belongs to another person. So this old tamoguni nature, these sanskars and weaknesses belong to Shudras and not to Brahmins. How can your vision be drawn towards anything that belongs to Shudras? If you do imbibe something of theirs, it becomes like the saying, a thief who steals even a straw can also steal 100,000. So too, souls who imbibe even one of their thoughts from even 1 second cannot be called royal souls. The words of souls with spiritual royalty are like elevated versions. Their words are golden versions, and those who hear these words claim a right to the golden age. Each word is as valuable as a jewel. Their words are not those that cause sorrow, or like stones that make another fall. They're not even ordinary or wasteful words, but words which are powerful and loving. Their words, I repeat, their words are not those that cause sorrow to anyone. or they are like stones that make another fall. The words are not even ordinary or wasteful, but words which are powerful and loving. The words spoken throughout the day are so elevated that if you account for them, you can actually remember how many words you spoke that day. The sign and speciality of souls with this royalty is that instead of using 50 words and giving the detail of something, they will use 10 words and just give the essence. They will reduce the quantity and create quality. Whoever comes into contact with a soul with spiritual royalty should, in a short time, experience the qualities of a bestower and a bestower of blessings in that soul. Such coolness and peace should be experienced that everyone's mind sings praise in amazement as to which angel it is that has come into contact with them. Place yourself in that situation. Imagine yourself that are you someone with that coolness and peace that people experience? It goes in everyone's mind and they sing of praises as amazement as to which angel it is that has come into contact with them. So that in a short time, those desperate souls who have been stumbling for a long period of time would be able to see the means of their thirst being quenched and also their destination. They're able to see both. This is known as even iron becoming divine in the company of the touchstone. That is, those souls are able to go beyond from just a glance of those who have spiritual royalty. Do you experience such royalty? Now, the speed of service has to become intense, but that will only happen when spiritual royalty is visible in your face. Only then will you be able to finish the complaints of all souls. There should be such a personality of purity that from your forehead others see you as a pure Satopradhan soul. That is, others have this experience. From your eyes, they should see the vision of brotherhood. That is, through your elevated attitude, you should be able to transform the atmosphere and vibrations. Since those worldly personalities are able to create an impression, how impressive should the personality of purity be? Are you able to make weak souls into embodiments of power through your pure consciousness? Bring about such royalty and personality in yourself in a visible form. Only then will you be able to reveal yourself and the Father. Now become particularly merciful. Be merciful towards yourself and towards others. You will then become loving and cooperative towards all souls. Do you understand? Your star of fortune is sparkling so much, is it not? Everyone wishes to see the stars of the earth sparkling. Acha, to those who bring about the golden age through golden versions, to those who are constantly merciful towards everyone, to those who are complete with all virtues and who have all attainments, to those who are constant bestowers who do not deprive even one soul, to those who maintain their spiritual royalty and personality, to the constantly sparkling stars, Bap Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. And from us children, love, remembrance, and namaste to our loving Bap Dada. The second Murli is dated 7th February 1975, and the title of this Murli is How World Transformation Can Take Place Through Spiritual Power. Baba starts by asking, do you consider yourself to be a bodiless soul? Do you consider yourself to be a bodiless soul? Is there a different Murli that we are having?
Yes, brother.
There is a different Murli? Because I have a different Murli.
Refer to our PDF.
Okay, just a moment. Give me a moment. Okay, can you screen it, please?
I'm screening that.
Okay, so contentment is a sign of perfection. Can you all know your features and your future at this time? The closer you come to time, do you also experience the signs of perfection in yourself according to the time? What are the main signs of perfection? In which main aspects would you all experience the soul coming close to perfection? The main aspect, uh, the main aspect is that such souls would experience themselves to be constantly content in all subjects, and together with that, other souls would also be constantly content with them. So, contentment is a sign of perfection. The more you receive the response of blessings from all souls at every moment, as well as their subtle love and cooperation, you can understand from it that you are moving that much closer to perfection. The wonder is that no matter what type of sanskars a soul has or how discontented a soul who comes into contact with you is, the wonder is that no matter what type of sanskars a soul has or how discontented a soul who comes into contact with you is, when that soul comes in contact, those souls should realize that their discontentment is because of their own sanskars, and that you special souls constantly have eyes filled with love, cooperation, and pure feelings of mercy for them. That is, those souls should realize their own weakness. They should not complain that the instrument souls are not able to make them content. You should receive from all souls the certificate of being such a jewel of contentment, for only then would it be said that you are close to perfection. The more you fill yourself with that perfection, the more the contentment of other souls will continue to increase. The more you fill yourself with that perfection, the more the contentment of other souls will continue to increase. What is the main method to keep everyone content? All these things are also necessary. You have to do all these things practically when situations arise. The main thing is that you should be able to mold yourself according to the time, the situation, and the soul in front of you. You should not be under the influence of your sanskars or nature. Baba talks about being versatile here and actually gelling and blending with what each soul distinctly requires. Just as you adopt a physical form according to the time, or you dress according to the country you are in, so you should experience your nature and sanskars in a similar way. Do you experience it to be as easy as that? Are you able to transform your sanskars and nature according to the time? Anything that is hard cannot be molded. You're not able to mold even your strong, harsh sanskars according to the time. Therefore, your sanskars should become so easy that you are able to mold them according to the time. And that can only happen when you get out of the body consciousness. You should have this practice. You should not even think that you have any sanskars or nature. Is there a form to the soul? There is no form to the soul. So it can gel and blend anywhere. So you should not even think that you have any sanskars or nature. Only your original and eternal sanskars should be your form. Transformation of sanskars exists from the beginning of time. That is, transformation continues to take place from the moment you enter the cycle. So the soul automatically has a practice of transforming sanskars. The sanskars are constantly changing according to the time. Sometimes they are sato pradhan, sometimes sato, sometimes rajo, and sometimes tamo. Now, since you are knowledgeful and playing a part as an actor on the highest on high stage, and since you are also powerful, blissful, and have a right to the inheritance from the Almighty Authority, it should be extremely easy to transform your nature and sanskars either for your own progress or for the benefit of others, according to the time or according to the service. This is the final special effort of special souls. Are you experienced in making such effort? Are you experienced in making such effort? Have you become perfect gold in this way? Can you check your number from this? Or can you tell your confluence age future results from this? You are special souls who are instruments, are you not? So look at the percentage of this. Are you able to use your sanskars and nature as weapons? Or is this difficult? What percentage of success have you achieved in this? It should not be something where others are pleased from a distance, or where you have stepped away from everyone else. This is so powerful. It should not be something where others are pleased from a distance, or where you have stepped away from everyone else. Whilst coming into contact with others, whilst in relationship with others, if you become an embodiment of success, whilst you yourself increase your contacts and relations, you can then claim a number ahead. Being with them amongst them and having them have that experience is what Baba's talking about. An unlimited master has to have unlimited relations. So, how will that happen? Some say they don't have a chance, but you have been made an instrument worthy for a particular task by your own capability and worthiness. This year, show such specialities as you saw in Sakar Father. The sound emerging from everyone's heart was Mera Baba. No matter who it was, everyone's soul's experience was Hamara Baba. Until this sound of love, of all rights and of belonging emerges from all souls, for all you special souls, you should understand that you cannot become a master of the world seated on the throne of the world. Until the sound of love, of all rights, and of all belonging emerges from souls, for all you special souls, you should understand that you cannot become a master of the world seated on the throne of the world. Signs of such success should be visible. Each one should experience you special souls being there for bringing about world benefit. This is the sign of perfection. Acha, Om, Shanti. So let's take a couple of moments to reflect on what Baba shared with us through these two Murlis. Okay, you can unmute yourself, be ready to churn and share.
Shanti, brother.
Yes, brother.
Wonderful Murli. I like both the Murlis. Both the Murlis are equally good. So the point is, Baba says, the contentment is a sign of perfection. So so here we have to remain content and also make others content. So in order to do that, we have to be special. That speciality should come within us naturally. That's the sign of perfection. That's where we lead to perfection. So this perfection we think of, right? I think everybody's already perfect, right? It's just that some of the acquired sanskars is only making us degraded in this. So when those dust or the imperfection goes out of us, then we become perfect. It's like alloy mixed in the gold. When that has been taken out or cleaned, right, then the gold will become pure. So in that way, if you look at it, each one of us is already perfect, but just that some of the acquired dust needs to be cleaned off. So that's where I think each one of us should look forward to work upon. Thank you, brother.
Yes.
Om Shanti, brother.
Yes, Kajavan.
What sometimes, this word spiritual royalty, it is such a highly couched word, such a thing, it's as if like, they say the PhD is the ultimate degree for a qualification of a person which goes in his title. But I feel this spiritual royalty, the word spiritual and the word royalty, both have got such deeper meanings. See, when we just take to the word royalty, we see royalty existed even a few years back when we had kings, before the privy purses were taken and all. Even there we say, oh, they are from the royal clan, they are from the royal this. So royalty has got its own meaning. But this royalty has got a pre to it. The pre to it is spiritual royalty. And that is not something which existed always or which will exist. I remember in one of the Murli, Baba said it existed only in three aspects of your time. It was in the Anadi, Adi, and now. Now is the time when people will see you as spiritual loyal. Because as it's given, it's a precursor. It's like an intuitor. It's like a cart before the horse for the golden age. So that is the important qualification for me to go and say, I am going to go to the family of world emperors. So if that kind of entry I need in that kind of thing, I need this title of spiritual royal. And if you just see even the Murli, so many things Baba has given, like, I feel it's only one thing always, our spiritual royal is full. He is completely satisfied. And वही सच्चा है उसके, there is nothing else which you can, everything else is a mirage. Like generally I feel that. But in this Murli, Baba gives us so many things that he is not pulled by small things. He doesn't look at things which are dropped. Like he holds his eyes and head straight and he walks. So just see, I don't know whether it is arrogance or whether it is intoxication. How does he walk? And the words, what comes from his lip. And he never looks at all incomplete things in people. So he sees people such complete things. And he never thinks anything of others. So that word adopted was such a couched word which Baba had given, that aur kisi ka cheez, no. I can't even look at that. So just see the qualifications Baba has already given us. Of course, we know for all this is one word, purity. Purity is such a word where all these comes. But how does, even we have sannyasis which we are pure. Like in yesterday's Murli, Sakar Murli, Baba spoke about elevated fortune. Baba spoke about how eminent people even also bow down below these sages. So purity is there even in those sages. Purity is there even in Dharmatmas, but Baba doesn't call them the spiritual royal. Only we children have been called spiritual royal. I like this way Baba puts us and all. So I'm still basking myself in the qualities of spiritual royalty. It is so beautiful. I'm walking on the road with an invisible crown. People may call me arrogant and all, but I know deep down within me, I love everyone. And it has been bestowed on me by my Lord at this time. Beautiful. The first part of the Murli, I think, for us to be like you can enact it, you can dramatize it, all that on yourself. Om Shanti.
Yeah, the test here would be that the level of purity that we display doesn't land in the form of arrogance. And even to the people who may not understand this knowledge, that would be the practice of working on our own soul. Uh, Coming from that, yes, if people are feeling some kind of arrogance, means if we reflect, we can get to look at or see, is there any bodily sanskar that is ruling my thought, my words, or my actions that would give that person an experience of arrogance? So, very nicely, you have articulated the learnings of what Baba shared. And out of that, what I have picked up is about arrogance that you talked, sister. So, I guess that should be taken up as a practice. Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Yes,
Wonderful.
so
Both Murlis are very deeply insightful Murlis. Point I would like to share is Baba said, what is this role of the special souls, the final special effort of the special souls, which Baba said that since you are knowledgeful and playing a part as an actor, as a hero actor on the highest, on the high stage, and since you are also powerful, blissful, and have a right to the inheritance from the father. So in this highest on high stage, it should be extremely easy to transform nature, own nature and sanskars as according to the time and according to the seva, special effort, according to the service. So the power to mold according to the time, according to the service, according to the souls in which whose communication or sampark sambandh we are in. I think that's the that's the specialty of the real gold,
yeah,
and that is what Baba expects from us, and that comes from this method which Baba said, Soman, that I am on the highest, on the high stage, and being knowledgeful. Because sometimes what happens is we forget the Soman and get influenced by the low energies around us, and the which Baba says Maya, our own weaker thoughts. So that is what is to be remembered and that takeaway for me from today's Murli. And of course, the personality of purity. Om Shanti.
yes, Mumbai, what Baba said today, what you just pointed out, highlighted was Baba calls us hero partdari, but we yet relate to ourselves from those tamogruni, rajoguni sanskars. Uh, the impact that Maya has left, the dent that it has left over the various births, which is making us so difficult to operate from being Satoguni, who we actually are. So, yeah, actually, the shadow can be seen if there's a body form. If there's a soul, there is no shadow. So, simply stepping out of the body consciousness uh, and just recognizing yourself as a soul, where all that we operate throughout the day from those rajo or tamos sanskars a conscious practice of operating from Sato Sanskar, a practice of that. How would that look like? Like taking baby steps into it, but the faster ones, not the small, not the slower ones, because, like Baba said, there is not much time. Uh, we are seeing things the way everything's happening around. We know what's happening in the country today, the north of the country. So all that is signs that Baba is already showing us. So yeah, that's worth taking up as a practice of being Satoguni. Thank you, Umbai.
And especially the time is the closing time. The drama is now, closing. The curtains are going to be now close down. So
Yeah,
during this last time, the last phase of the time, the Maya is taking its last chance to giving its final attack. The
yeah,
because it cannot accept, for 63 births we have been in body consciousness, and Maya cannot accept this fact that the power is shifting from Maya to the soul.
yeah.
So it's taking the last chance, and that is why Baba
Mm,
is preparing us through these murlis to be always constantly knowledgeful and be on the highest on high stage. And that will happen when we are in constant remembrance of that highest on high energy, Supreme Soul. So I think that's the takeaway. And that's a very easy method, yet it's difficult because our own, I think, own belief, deep belief systems, and which needs to be reconciled as per
yeah.
the Shiva. I think that's the effort, inner Purusharth, deep inside. We have to check our belief systems. Whom do we believe more, Baba or Maya? I think that's that's the key. I think, Vishwaji, Om Shanti.
Very well said, Umbai. Very well said. 63 births control that Maya has got. Suddenly, you get to see that you're not going to be in control. How much hard it will fight to keep its place versus Baba, who is with all power, is ongoingly keeping us, giving us the sustenance. And we are showing up. I will not deny. Only thing we need to increase the speed now. Thank you, brother.
Uh, Brother, I just have a little, I would like you to give me your mindset approach to it. Like when you were speaking about arrogance, as I told you, that's what we all BKs do. We think we are the only ones who are going to go to the golden age and all. But that cap which Baba has given before the word royalty, spiritual, that controls it all. That after all, I got all this kind of thing from the master, and this is not for this body, but for the spirit. Second thing, if you see in the title that word mother of all personalities, that itself counts because a mother is a person who doesn't flaunt or anything in front of the children. So
Mm,
we also want in the world. I like that. But one thing which I have in this Murli, because this is the only place where we could really clarify such of these deep aspects of the Murli. See, can't if I adorn simplicity, can't I have royalty? Because now you see our adornment as Brahma Kumaris, whether you see Adadi or anything, is simplicity. So can't, if I adorn simplicity, can't I have royalty? That's one question. The second question is connected to the second Murli. Yes, as I told you, it's a perfect Murli which has been clubbed with this because a spiritual royal person is content. So Baba has given all signs of contentment and all. But in that one sign, I want to know how do we do? Baba is speaking about transformation of samskars. Oh, you have got inheritance, or your son, your child of so and so. So why it is difficult to transform? Just these two questions, if you could give me your mindset, brother.
So if I have understood your questions right, the first one that you asked is that in simplicity, cannot there be royalty? Right? That's the first question, isn't it?
Yes, brother.
So as you were talking, this thought just cropped up that whenever someone is getting ready for a function, when some lady is getting ready, they say, uh, we are putting makeup. Okay, they put makeup. So the word makeup, what is it? Makeup means something that you're not, is what you want to portray. The other way to look at is makeup is something which is not there. So you want to make up for it. So that is a artificial way of looking something, wanting to belong somewhere which you are not. And this would come because of the minus of the royalty that would be there. That is the reason someone would make up simplicity, like the way you described, you spoke about dadis, is the kind of work that is done within, uh, the shine that is there, the aura that is there. All that is reflecting because of the cleansing that is done within. And that can only come out of simplicity because that's original, that's authentic, that's organic. Everything else would come with a shelf life. If you see, if you go out, you get ready and go out, the first thing that you would want to do once you come back home is change into your comfortable clothes. Something which you would not even step out of your house to get down to get run an errand as well. And that is the beauty of simplicity, that it makes you feel so comfortable. Ironically, everything around happens to impress others rather than being expressive about who you naturally are. So that's the way I would see it, sister, that working on your simplicity, not on the outer side, but the inner side, and let that surface and show up is how it will show up as royalty. Uh, if I could get to answer your question. And the second question was, can you repeat that, please?
See, Baba speaks about this contentment. So he gave
Mm,
so many like molding to see the influence and all. But then he speaks about transformation of samskars. He's saying it should be easy. You're knowledgeful, you're powerful, and all that the stones, stepping stones which he gave for transformation. I found he's really putting too much of load on us by giving all these titles and saying, oh, you can make it easy. Already the samskars are hard. So what is that kind of, we call it as no USP, a kind of USP. He's positioning me like that with all this. And it's such a deep positioning. It's not easy for a product to really know, oh, am I really made up of all that? Because all this I just got now. I never would realize that. So how do I really work out that particular point of Baba, transformation of samskars?
So transformation of sanskars, you said Baba's putting a lot of load with all these uh, uh, terms and the way he's relating to us. If I see it the other way, actually what Ombai said, that since 63 births, Maya's been ruling. So the load is actually of Maya. In 63 births, slowly, gradually, it's been heaping up, heaps and heaps of sanskars of Maya. That is the load we already are carrying since so many births. Baba is giving this perspective, this view, this language to make us realize who we are beneath that 63 births. In fact, it is like pouring pure water onto something that has already got dirt. So his language, his terminologies, the way he looks at us is to actually make us realize the load that we are already carrying since so many births, and to wash it with a pipe of, like I would, a pipe of water would be used to wash the dirt. All these learnings are that pipe of water that is coming out to clean all the load that we've been carrying for so many births, and to make us realize that whatever you have been in the last 63 births, what you've accumulated is not who you are. Beneath that, you get out of this, and beneath that, you see what I'm telling you. This is who you are. So, this is the quality, like how Radhamani Ben is writing right now, qualities of a royal soul. She is written, never attracted to perishable things. If you see in the earlier births, where whatever we have heard, either in mythology or anywhere else, never been attracted to perishable things, not pulled by little things. Okay, their eyes are never lowered out of shame or anything else. Yeah, they're lowered out of respect. The words are so sweet and valuable. There is only sweetness. There won't be any defects or weaknesses that you would see in others. And people used to speak in the language of drishti, to speak less. Right now, Baba is telling to speak less. But otherwise, what is mansa seva? It is just thinking about something and having the vibrations reach them. So if you sum it all up, Girjaman, it's the load that we are carrying that Baba is making us realize. So it's a reflection in the mirror. That load is invisible. But when that mirror, with that spiritual mirror, he is actually making us see, look at the load that you're carrying. I trust this will answer your question.
Yeah, I think as you were talking, I just took all the couched words, I'm going to take it as new product, new brands. They always show an advertisement. The stain you have to remove in 1 second. Okay, use this. Take it, dip it, stain is gone. So maybe I'll take this to be the Midas touch or the magical brands which Baba is introducing in us to remove the load. Maybe I'll look at it from that
Yeah.
angle.
He's introducing us the realization who we actually are. He's not telling us something that we are not and we have to become. He's telling, no, you actually are like that. So take off the load and you'll see that. Thank you, Girjavan. That was a very profound question that you asked, and I got something out of it for myself. I'm sure everyone must have got something out of it. Yes. Anyone else? Yes, Harpreet Ben, Sridhar Bhai. Yes.
Om Shanti, I think very well described, Vish Bhaiji, about this, the load of the 63 births. I think very well replied, and that's the essence. I believe. I also believe that because the constant practice of soul consciousness is very significant, very important. And like on a shivling, the water from the vessel keeps that's this in Bhakti Marg. It is shown. It is that only that the soul has to be activated every moment. The soul consciousness has to emerge. Body consciousness has to get merged, and that is the key. And the points of knowledge, the nectar of knowledge, has to keep pouring on the soul to bring up this consciousness that I am a soul. I can never be, loaded with this body consciousness. I am beyond this, beyond the loads and beyond the sound and even beyond the matter. So I am something nyara and pyara. So I think thank you, and it was a deep, insightful journey. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Umbai.
Om Shanti, brother. Actually, I'm traveling in Indonesia at work. That's why I'm not able to speak along much, just listening. Om Shanti.
Thank you, sister. All right. Okay, Balvinder, she writes, if I have traveled in falsehood or darkness or artificial worlds already for last 60 years, then I see Baba from different perspective, that I'm allowed to enjoy my bodily decoration or attending parties. As long as I am pure or simple in my thoughts, what matters most is my inside world. Yes, if my external artificial jewelry makes me cool, yeah, that is good. I will wear it. Otherwise, yeah. Yeah, as far as you are settled and complete about it, you are sampurna. It's not to uh, cover up for something that you're not. It's fine. Baba has never told us to abstain from anything. Uh, it's not. It's only about he making us realize. So the realization of the thought behind we doing anything. Okay. So Raki Ben, Ami Ben, should we get on to a short music?
Yes.
Two divine practices. Silence and simplicity. Each thought, each word, every deed is simple and spiritual. Today, Baba has made us realize how complete we already are. Nowhere to go, nothing to want, and no one to belong to. All the fight and the hustle bustle that come out of a want that would be worldly will not fill up something that would be pure and pristine. It's a blessing to be the soul I am. It's a blessing to belong directly to the Father. It's a blessing to be a part of this family in this learning. Standing in gratitude and bliss of this experience, I walk into my day carrying that light, that vibe, contributing to my soul, and in turn, contributing to each soul I come in connection with. This is the highest of the high. There's nothing beyond this. And that is who I am. Thank you, Baba, for making me the one. Om Shanti. Thank you, everyone, and see you tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock. Om Shanti.
Thank you, brother.